Good afternoon and welcome. Glad you could join us today. So let's get started talking about iPhone mobile mounts. We've been talking about the new iPhones, so I thought it would be appropriate to look at some good ways to mount that phone in your car so it's safe and handy. So this is Go for Lunch for October the 1st. Can you believe it? 2024. Brought to you by GoFor Technology. I am Roger Harmon, your host, here to make your technology work for you. It is International Day of Older Persons. Who knew? We may have a few of you in the audience. I don't know. There's one right here. So I found 7 ways to celebrate. So one way is to take them to lunch. Another way is to teach them technology. How about that? And you could send them some goodies. You could assist them with home chores. You could plan a karaoke night, and don't plan on me singing. And you could bake a batch of cookies. That asterisk indicates to remind me to tell you today is also National Homemade Cookies Day. So what could be more appropriate? And schedule a wellness visit, also known as a yearly physical. I did mine last week. So let's talk about iPhone mobile mounts. So just to clarify something, if you have an iPhone 12 up through an iPhone 16, you can charge your phone wirelessly using Apple's MagSafe technology. So it's simply on your phone, it has a magnet. On the charger, it has a magnet. They stick together and charge your phone through that magnetic connection. So there's several types of phone mounts. You have the suction cup, which is pretty self-explanatory. Then you also have the adhesive, which has to stick to something. And then when you need to remove it, you would have to do something to remove that adhesive. You have the clip-on style, which will connect to a vent, your dash, your rear view mirror, or a visor. And then you have custom mounts. So, in my research, I was surprised to find that there is a mount for a pop socket. As you probably know, because they seem to be everywhere, a pop socket is a little attachment that connects to the back of your phone to give your finger a place to grab your phone, your hand, I should say. And so, the company that makes the pop socket designed a special mount to accommodate it. It uses either suction or adhesive, and it also has cable management. It looks like this. So you can see here is a horseshoe-shaped piece where the pop socket would slip into, and then some adjustments here. This lever is how you enable the suction, and then right down here is a little groove where you can clip in your cable so you don't have to go hunting for it every time you want to connect your phone in the car. So lots of thought went into this. So if you have a pop socket, you might consider this mount. Then we have the MagSafe mount. The MagSafe mount is usually recognizable by the circle. This one is an ESR, and it can be used with an air vent. So here's the little air vent clip, and then there's a piece that will attach down here that can be adhered to a dashboard. Now this is a nice mount. I like especially the fact that it's got these nice large, I like to call them claws, and so that would accommodate a heavy-duty rugged case. So this is the, however you pronounce that, Thank you for the thumbs up. Instrument panel clip. So the way it works is it has a piece that will go on top of your dash with some material that's non-slip underneath, then a strong spring and a clamp that would clamp then on the underside of the dash. So you could also clip this to a visor or a mirror, and it's flexible in that it has this adjustment here, so you would undo that piece right there, and then it could swing off to the right, swing off to the left, or even swing down below. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in how to mount it. So that is a good one to consider depending on how your cabin in your vehicle is configured. So then we have the Lysen dashboard phone holder. So this is using nano level 3M sticky material. And so the manufacturer claims that this will fit 99% of all dashboards. So you can see here in the blue, this is the nano level 3M sticky stuff, and it would contour to a curved dashboard. Now, I must admit I didn't read the description well enough to determine whether or not this would work in a vertical mode. It's obviously showing here in a landscape mode, so something to consider. Of course, if you're using your phone as GPS, the landscape mode gives you a better image. So this looks like a real good example, good choice for your dashboard. Now we have the HTU 2024 Best Car Phone Holder. That's how they described it on Amazon. Speaking of Amazon, all of the links for these products that I'm telling you about are listed right down below on YouTube. So you can click on those links. Don't let the tiny URL throw you. The links were like 7 or 8 lines long, so I made them smaller for your convenience. So those are all legitimate links that'll take you to the right places. So they did mention at HTU that you do not want to put this on your leather. So it uses either a suction cup or a vent clip, and there's 4 different ways you can use it. You can see here is a suction cup on the dash, and then it has a long arm here that can be adjusted in length and height. And again, it has the kind of the claws. Thank you for the thumbs up. And then you have it clipped here to an air vent, and here to a windshield, and you can even use it on your desk if you want. So let's talk about clipping things to air vents. So this is kind of a pro and con discussion. In Tucson, in the summer, when it's hot, you knew that, right? It gets hot here in the summer. Then clipping it to the air vent is a great idea, because if you have it someplace, especially if it happens to be being hit by the sun, your iPhone can shut down if it gets too hot. So having it by the air conditioning vent is a great idea, or near the air conditioning vent, or anywhere out of the sun. The con to this is in the wintertime, if you have it on the vent and the vent is throwing out hot air, as it tends to do in the wintertime, then it can overheat the phone. So you got to consider this when using a vent clip. Using a mount where it's kind of in the area of a vent might be a better idea. So something to think about. So here we have another MagSafe mount, but this one is unique in that it connects to your CD player slot. So many of us have CD players in our cars. that we don't use. So this part here clicks into the opening for the CD. So that's a interesting place to mount your phone. It does come with a 12-volt car charger and a 3.3 foot USB-A to USB-C cable. So that is very clever. I had seen those. I've seen cassette mounts before, but not a CD mount. So that's what my research dug up. So then we have the customized mount, and the one that I am most familiar with, because it's what I use in my last two cars, is called ProClip. ProClip is manufactured in Sweden, and they have a very active distributor here in the United States, proclipusa.com. And so it's a two-part process. You find the mount, which just clips in to crevices in your dash, or seams might be a better word. So places where your dash has seams, these just clip in. So it's designed for your particular make and model of car. And then the second part is you attach an actual mount for your phone to that clip. They're very well designed. They're very sturdy. They don't rattle. I've had mine on my car, this current car, for 6 years, and it never fell off or rattled or anything. So let's see how that works. So let's go to Safari, and there you see there's the holder and there's the clip behind it, and your phone can just slide right in there. And you can also get a MagSafe. So here's the MagSafe. You can see again that you can see the circle there. You can see a better picture of one of the clips designed for this specific car. So it just magnetically adheres to that, stays put, and also charges it. So you don't have to connect any kind of a cable to the phone. You can see here there's a cable coming out of the back of the MagSafe charger. So they have several different types. Here's one that's on sale for $50. And here's one that is actually a suction cup mount. And then I think this is their new style. So that's why that other one is on sale. So you can see the holes. There's 4 little holes that you put little bolts in to attach it to the case. And this is actually the one that I have because I have a magnet on my phone. And so it just snaps right to that. I don't have to worry about it. And it stays there. So let's see how you would configure a phone. We're going to go to Build Your Car Mount here in the red rectangle. So then you choose your mount base. So let's say we're driving a Honda, and it's a Accord, and apparently according to this they didn't make any Accords after 2022. Okay, so we're going to see the matching mounting bases. So in this case they give you 3 choices. So you have one on the right hand side over here. You have one on the right hand side on the console, and this is actually the one that I would choose because it's more in your line of vision and actually similar to the one that I have, also mounts on the left. So you can easily see your GPS information or change your music or whatever. So now that we've chosen that, what we would do is we would go back and we would click on Choose Your Device Holder. So we would choose our phone, or we could have a tablet, we could have a GPS, a two-way radio, a satellite radio, and so they accommodate lots of different devices. So we're going to choose phone. Of course, it's going to be an Apple, and let's choose a 16 Plus. Okay, so then they also ask you, do you have a slim to medium case or you have a rugged case? Well, let's say we have a rugged case. And then we're going to see the matching device holders. So we have, again, we have three choices. What I would recommend, if you don't want a MagSafe, is to get the adjustable holder. So this will adjust because the next phone you buy might be a little different dimension, so this one will adjust. They do have them that, or they used to, I don't know if they do that anymore, where it was actually built for that particular phone. But then you'd have to change this every year. So the adjustable holder will last through all your different phones over the years. Here's one that comes with a 12-volt adapter. And then this is one that you can hardwire. This would be something for like a truck or an RV, perhaps. So that's the process. And then you just snap it in. They have very clear directions, and they just work great. So let's talk about 12-volt chargers. Now, if you noticed, some of the mounts that we featured had a 12-volt charger included, and some of them didn't. So when you're looking for a mount, you want to make sure you got some way to get electricity to your phone. So I would suggest that you get one with multiple connections, like this. So this one has one USB-C and one USB-A. This particular model comes in a 2-pack. So you can have one for 2 of your cars. Or you could really plan ahead and get this one, which has one USB-C, 2 USB-A, and another 12-volt courtesy outlet, I think they call them now. They even throw in a little cap to protect this so that little fingers won't get in there. So this way, if you have something else you need to charge that takes up that one 12-volt outlet that you have in your car, you can do that. So I think that's a really great solution. So let's talk about magnetic cables. So you can get magnetic charging cables, and they come with different tips that go into your phone. They just stay in your phone. So you have Lightning, you have USB-C, and you have micro USB. And then the cable head swivels 180 degrees, so you can have it straight on or at a right angle on either side. So this is not this particular model. The one that I've been using I didn't find available on Amazon anymore. But if we look at my phone, there's my phone. I don't know how well you can see my phone. And here is the magnetic cable. So all I have to do is get it close. It snaps right in and it starts charging. So I have one of these on my desk, in my car, and by my bedside table. So another benefit of a magnetic charging cable is it saves wear and tear on your charging port on your phone. It also protects it from dirt because it has that little insert, and so it will keep dirt out. So it's very convenient and very reliable. Like I think I mentioned, I've had mine since 2018, and every once in a while I have to take it out and reverse it, but other than that, it works great. So that brings us to questions. If you haven't already, please type your questions down below. And do a favor for me and share the GoFor Gazette with your friends that have Apple devices. And again, a reminder, the review link, or the links for everything that I reviewed here today, is down below. And special announcement, the Tucson Macintosh Users Group is having an in-person meet and greet this very afternoon. It will be at the Murphy Wilmot Library, which is located on Wilmot between 5th and Broadway, in front of St. Joseph's Hospital. And it will start at 3:30 and end at the latest by 5:30. Or sooner if everybody leaves before then. And if is open to the public. If you would like to join in the fun but can't make it in person, we are going to run a Zoom meeting, and the link for that is in the GoFor Gazette under the T-Mug section. So hope to see you either in person or on Zoom. And if you're going to be there in person, please RSVP. You can send it to me, and I will tell Bob, the president of T-Mug and our host, and he will make sure that a chair is available for your sitting enjoyment. So let's see. It looks like we've had a lot of people commenting here. So let's get up to the beginning. And welcome Chris. And Chris says he wonders if the Lysen holder would hold up in our desert sun. That is a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. So I have a dash camera in my car, and sometimes when I leave my car for an hour or more, the suction cup for the dash cam falls off the windshield. So there's another tip. If you're going to get a dash cam, you can get dash cams that have an adhesive mount instead of a suction cup mount, and that would be better for our desert climate. So that could happen. And Chris says, do I find that the phone gets warmer from exposure to the desert sunlight? Yes, I've never had my phone overheat in the car, because my phone is mounted to the left of the steering wheel, and it is sort of in front of a vent for the air conditioning. So it stays pretty cool. And I haven't had any problem with it heating up in the winter, but I don't usually turn on the heater very high in the winter. And Leslie Ann says, is 12 volt something that uses car battery with that cigarette thingy? Yes, it definitely does use the car battery. It's not really a concern because the power draw for charging an iPhone is not that great, so it probably won't run down your battery. And Chris never saw magnetic charging ports like this before. There are a bunch of them on Amazon, so just search for magnetic charging cable and you will see a plethora of choices. Now, I didn't take the time to read the one-star reviews, which is usually my modus operandi when I research anything on Amazon. So I would read the one-star reviews and see what people don't like, but you need to take those with a grain of salt, because sometimes people just complain to complain. And Leslie Ann says she has had her phone overheat and turn off. Right, it will definitely overheat and turn off. So you have to get it to a cooler place, and let it cool off. I wouldn't put it in a bag of ice or anything like that, even though it's supposed to be waterproof. That might be too much of a shock to its little electronics. So Susan says, I've had accessories that turn off and drain the battery anyway. Aha. You have to be careful of those. Some cigarette lighter, some cigarette lighters turn off with your car, and yeah, I know you meant the car battery. And some cigarette lighters don't turn off. Cigarette lighter ports don't turn off. So you have to test your 12-volt courtesy outlet to see if it is turning off with the ignition or if it's staying on. And then you would need to unplug something that's capable of draining your battery. So all good suggestions. Very, very worthwhile tips there. So I'm glad you guys brought those up. If you think of anything else that you didn't bring up, you can always contact me by telephone or email, and that information is coming up next. So thanks for joining us. Hope to see you at the T-Mug meeting. Have a great rest of your week.